we go. It is 10 a.m. and I will call the LEPC meeting to order. First order of business, approval of minutes from the 17th of June meeting. Oh, roll call, I'm sorry, roll call.
Craig Tanis, I'm here. John Varys.
Here.
Sheriff Bavir.
Here.
Commissioner Collins. Lieutenant Purdue. Ben Ricker. Chief Damon is absent. Monica Hunt. Kyle Brown. Nick Wilson.
Josh Blaze here instead.
Josh Boulay for Nick Wilson. And Deputy Chief Van Alstine is absent. And Jen Ambrose.
Here.
And Tony Garcia.
We have a quorum, approval of minutes from June 17th.
So moved.
Support.
Support, moved and supported. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. All right, moving on to the reports. The finance report.
So the finance report was included in the packet, pretty short report. FY 23 money is all spent. And FY 24, we have roughly $9,500 remaining. I'll go into a little bit more detail on that, later on in the agenda on our grant, expiration cycle that I'd like to touch on. And then we have a small amount in our donation fund remaining.
All right, any questions? We need approve those?
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the finance report.
So moved.
I'm sorry, who was that?
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on, emergency management report.
So my report was attached. I'll entertain any questions if anybody has any from that. One thing I would like to add is, the region is going to have some extra money, grant money available again. So I put in, and it's been approved at the state, so we'll be prioritizing additional projects at our next regional meeting in January, but I've put in, to try and get some of that money to purchase a drone tether for our drones, for our M30T. What that drone tether does is it gives it permanent power. So I've seen like the Adrian fire, or a couple, 2-3 years ago, we had that drowning out at Silver Lake. The drone can just hover and stay in position and have continuous power. We never have to bring it down to switch batteries. And the pilot can still control the cameras, in a 360-degree view. So I've put in for that and for a plotter for our EOC, a plotter printer. So just depends on what the region decides to do and how they prioritize the additional projects for the additional unspent funding. So I just wanted to update the committee on that.
Questions? We need to put that in, so. Okay. Moving on, E911 Director's Report.
My director's reports from September and November were attached, and I will entertain any questions if there are any.
Any questions? Okay. Next is Drone Subcommittee Report.
So we currently are up to 15 certified pilots. As of January 1st, we have had 51 callouts. We've had 21 details, including parades, the track, fairgrounds, the college, and concerts in town. All of our pilots have accumulated a total of 366 hours for everybody combined. We did receive another donation from one of our pilots for we have a new flip drone, it's called. It's one that works for inside buildings and whatnot. And I also, as the first time this year, we've appointed or awarded Chief Pete Osman and Reserve Officer Todd Kinsey Pilots of the Year for their continued operation and hours and dedication to the team.
All right, do we have any questions for the drone subcommittee? I do want to appreciate and thank someone for coming out to shop with a cop.
Oh, yep, that was Pete.
Brought the drone out there.
Yep.
That's always a hit, and it makes it so much easier to take a big picture of everybody. So, thank you. All right. No questions. Moving on to existing business, Norfolk Southern prop train, hazmat and tech rescue drills.
So we are still on schedule to do that. I just spoke to, our rep from Norfolk Southern. He had a few questions for me. But it looks like, we're moving forward. He's 85-90% sure we'll get that. We don't know an exact date yet. He's working with the A&B Railroad to use their line to put their prop train on to do the exercise and drills. And we actually are going to be doing a planning meeting after the first of the year to get prepared for that. Then what it'll be is they require classroom sessions for everybody that's going to attend. And it's just like an hour long. Part of that prop train is a boxcar, which is a classroom. We'll do 2 separate sessions for that. It's like an intro to trains. And then we'll do 2 separate sessions of drills for both the hazmat team and our tech rescue. At the same time, the hazmat team is doing stuff with a couple of the tanker cars. There's another tanker car where the ends are on hinges and open so people can watch. And they'll do a confined space rescue in that at the same time. So we'll be opening that up. Obviously for our hazmat team, we're gonna ask any of our local chemical facilities that want to supply any of their subject matter experts to observe and or help in incident command. As well as the Jackson County hazmat team. And if we don't have enough people between those 2 teams, then we'll open it up to our other regional teams being Livingston County and Metro, which is Lansing.
Excellent.
So that should be really good. Looking forward to that.
All right. Any questions?
And anybody from this committee, once we have that date established, the dates and times, I'll send out invitations. So you're more than welcome to come and observe. It's basically just going to be incident command and then our hazmat team and tech rescue teams.
And I see it's in May, so we won't be freezing.
Well, it's Michigan.
It's true. All right. Appreciate it. Moving on to new business. First item on here, resignation of Deputy Chief Van Alstine as local law enforcement rep.
So I attached his resignation letter in the packet, so everybody should have a copy of that, but appreciate his involvement in the committee he's been on the committee since I've been the EM, so he's been the board chair for at least the last 4 or 5 years. So we appreciate his work on the committee, and I've already got a copy of the resignation letter.
All right. Moving on, I believe the next item is appointment of Chief Patterson as local law enforcement rep.
Moved.
Motion, support? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? And now this is a recommendation to go to the
Rules and appointments.
rules and appointments. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll send that on to rules and appointment. Grant cycle update.
So with the new administration, they've changed. We used to get a 3-year performance period for all of our Homeland Security grants. They are now 1-year performance periods. So we are actually going to end up with a gap. We have FY24 funds that we can spend, and we still have the 3-year performance period on that. But we probably will not get an FY25 grant because it's in court now. Because of changing to the 1-year performance period and some other, the Trump administration placed some other guidelines in order to accept the grant, some of which Michigan can't meet. By the time that gets through all the courts, it's probably going to hit the expiration period of May 26th. So we won't get an FY twenty-five, at least I'm not counting on an FY twenty-five grant cycle. So that amount that we have left for FY twenty-four has to last us until basically November of next year before the FY twenty-six possibly becomes available. So I just wanted to update everybody on that.
Okay.
I believe the legislation or the initial court date is beginning of next week. But no matter who wins, I'm sure the other side's going to appeal. So that's why I'm not certain we'll ever get that money. And if we do, we'll have a very, very short turnaround time.
Question, Commissioner Collins.
So you indicated earlier there was an excess of funding last cycle that you're applying for. Will that, at least to a degree, supplant the 25 grant?
No, so the extra funding, whenever they come up with that, it's because locals haven't used all their money and the region always has a pot of money that they end up with some extra. It has to be spent by May 31st of this year. So it's from the FY 23 grant cycle, which expires May 31st. So that's why we have to have our projects already approved if we want on that list. So that will not supplant that gap.
All right, any other questions? Hearing none, moving on to EOC workshop.
So we held our EOC workshop, October 14th, and I thought it was very well, attended, as well as I think it was one of the best, workshops / tabletops that we've done here at the county. I know Monica was there and Ben and Nick actually ran the workshop. We're gonna do another one, tentatively scheduled for March 3rd. And that is just dependent on the new, or not the new commission, but the commissioners appointing their new committee chairs and assuming the committee schedule stays the same for 2026 as it is now, then that's the date we'll do it. And we're gonna open it up to additional fire chiefs, police chiefs, and command officers. The goal is to kind of have our own incident management team here in the county, because if it's an extended event like a tornado, Chief Wilson might be able to come for the first shift for the first day or two or three, but he might not be able to come after that because he's got his daily activities to do. And so we'll need somebody else to come in his place or in, one of the other positions in the EOC as far as planning, logistics, operations. So I want to try and get as many law enforcement and fire command staff trained in this as possible. So we have a big pool to choose from, in order to continually have that staffed with local people. So we don't have to reach out to the outside, to fill those positions. And with the new setup, I think it worked so much better than the way we were operating previously. So I plan on going to the police chiefs meeting to present that and try and get a list of people that they would have that would be interested, as well as at the fire chiefs meeting. The other thing is, depending on where it happens, if the incident was in Adrian or Madison, that's going to take out Adrian and Madison, all their people, because they're going to be the boots on the ground. So we need people from all corners of the county to be able to be trained and respond to that if possible.
All right, any questions? Moving on, apparently we have a second EOC workshop tentatively scheduled.
Yep. Already covered that.
Got it, okay. Moving on to E, appointment of officers for 2026.
So
Obviously,
we have,
Van Alstyne's gone, so we're gonna need chair and vice chair.
so currently the vice chair is the sheriff. So we need to elect a new chair and then a new vice chair or a current vice chair. And secretary is always mandated that the emergency manager is the secretary. Secretary.
All right,
So we need a nomination for a chair.
do we have any nominations for chair? Sounds very quiet.
Chief Patterson, you interested?
I'm just dipping my toes into this meeting for the first time. I don't
Be
know if I
difficult. Toes get wet quick. You have a man sitting right next to you, can handle you anyways.
I would feel more comfortable to pass at this point.
Okay.
I
Anybody?
nominate Nick Wilson as chair.
So we have a nomination for Nick Wilson as chair. We have a second. Discussion, which should include, is he willing to take that nomination? All right. Any other nomination for chair? Any other nomination for chair? Nominations are closed. All in favor of Nick Wilson as chair? Say aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Nick Wilson is chair. Congratulations. Coach, vice chair, do we have any nominations for vice chair?
I'll nominate Sheriff Bevere.
Or
Somehow I knew you were going to do that. All right, we have nomination and support. Any discussion? I'll happily take that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have officers. And moving on, 2026 meeting schedule.
So that was also attached in the packet. If we hold to the current schedule, it's the third Tuesday of the even months, 10 o'clock here in the chambers. So we need a motion to approve that meeting schedule.
We have a motion to approve the meeting schedule.
I'll make a motion.
So moved. We have support.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have a meeting schedule. Moving on. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? Any public comment? Seeing no public comment, motion to adjourn.
Mo-
So moved.
Support.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?